I'd like to start off by saying thank you for everyone for attending. As you know, yesterday, my wife Kathy and I released our taxes. We put them on our website, and we have packets here today that show our taxes. So anyone here from the press or others that would like one, please feel free to grab one. What we're talking about today is open government, transparency, accessibility. 20 years ago when I ran for mayor, we couldn't even talk at a city council meeting. You couldn't get an agenda, so you knew what was going on in the city. When taking office, these were two of the first things we changed. People can now talk at the public participation phase at the meetings. They got agendas on Friday before the Monday meeting, and that makes government more accountable to the people they serve. I'm very proud of that. I think people that run for public office ought to understand one thing: it should be a sacrifice, not a way to enrich yourself. By showing you my taxes, you know everything about my finances. I have nothing to hide. Believe me, when I ran for mayor in 1993, I was a detective, homicide investigator with the Greater St. Louis Major Case Squad. I was a private businessman. Life was great. I sacrificed everything I had because I took a stand against patronage government. We're here today because I'm taking a stand to represent the people of the 12th Congressional District and not a party. I'm a true conservative. True conservative believes in transparency and accountability for government. I am very proud today to stand with Adam Andrzejewski. Adam is the founder of For the Good of Illinois, and also chairman of their PAC. Adam is a leader. He's a government watchdog. He's someone that has taken the lead throughout the state of Illinois. And I'd like to introduce Adam and thank him very much for
And thanks to Rodger Cook for leading on this transformational ethics policy. He is quite simply the candidate with the most profile at the highest level of Illinois government in this election cycle, running for office to lead on this policy, and he deserves a lot of credit, and that's why I'm here today. My name is Adam Andrzejewski, and I am the founder of For the Good of Illinois back in 2007. I'm the former 2010 candidate for governor of Illinois, and currently I'm chairman of the For the Good of Illinois PAC, which is a stateside political action committee. Today I am proud to stand here with Rodger Cook on policy. Rodger Cook is showing exactly why he's a rising force within the Illinois State Republican Party. Today, in a joint statement, we call on the entire leadership of both political parties, the Democratic leadership, the Republican leadership, Michael Madigan, Democratic Party chairman, and Pat Brady, Republican Party chairman, to post their personal income tax returns. Michael Madigan is also Speaker of the Illinois House, and Tom Cross is leader of the Illinois Republican caucus in the House. Christine Radonio is leader of the Republican caucus in the Senate, and John Cullerton is leader of the Democratic caucus in the Senate. He's the Senate president, John Cullerton. Today, Rodger Cook and I issue the clarion call to the leadership of both parties and the legislature to prove that they're clean, that they have not traded on insider deals, that they have not been subject to the passing out of public spoils and profited personally from their position of perpetual political power. We lead on this policy today because it has worked in other states. In Louisiana, Republican Governor Bobby Jindal spearheaded legislation that codified into law the personal posting of nearly all financial information. And it worked. Louisiana moved from last in ethics to first in ethics, and when his policy was enacted into law, 130 public officials resigned their positions rather than post their financial information, including 3 members of the Louisiana Board of Ethics. Their chairman, their vice chairman, and their chief legal counsel. This is proven policy, and it is the transformational policy on ethics in Illinois that will cure our historic culture of corruption. Let's go back through a 20-year history in Illinois on this issue of posting your personal sources of income. 20 years ago, downstate Governor Republican Jim Edgar, when he was running for governor against Neil Hartigan, without fanfare, both of those candidates posted their income tax returns. 4 years later, when Governor Edgar was running for re-election, without fanfare, he posted his income tax returns. And so did downstate challenger from Decatur, Don Clark Netsch. 4 years later, in 1998, Secretary of State George Ryan, who had never posted his income tax returns, was pressured when he was running for governor in 1998 to post his personal income tax returns. And he would never post the previous years when he was Secretary of State and for the rest of his political career. And we know that he was indicted on criminal charges, served time in jail for many of the shenanigans that went on at the Secretary of State's office. Fast forward to 2006, and running for re-election, Governor Rod Blagojevich posted his income tax returns late, and he only posted the front pages of his income tax returns and not the details. We know now that the details and the schedules would have outed his wife, Patty Blagojevich, when she was doing insider corrupt deals with real estate mogul Tony Resco. Since Blagojevich, there have been 3 guys in the state of Illinois that have resisted at a high level of posting their income tax returns. The first one is the Democrat U.S. Senate candidate, the former Illinois State Treasurer, Alexei Janulius. And Janulius was finally pressured by current U.S. Senator Mark Kirk. And Mark Kirk, by the way, had posted his income tax returns back to 1999 when he was running against Janulius. Janulius finally posted his late. And obviously we know the problems with Janulius. Family banker to the Chicago Mafia, $150 million of losses in the Bright Start education funding program. He bought an SUV with Bright Start dollars, and he mismanaged the entire Bright Start program. Here's the next one, Jason Plummer. When Jason Plummer was running in the general election for lieutenant governor, who was Bill Brady's running mate, Jason Plummer told you and I that it is none of our business to have his personal income tax returns posted. He says that it was a political distraction. At best, this shows an extreme lack of fundamental knowledge about how Illinois politics works. And at worst, Jason Plummer has something to hide. Jason Plummer needs to post his personal income tax returns and prove that he has not traded on insider government information and the relationships of his family with the Illinois political class. When Jason Plummer says, in effect, that it is none of our business to post his income tax returns and resists doing so, both on his statewide campaign and now running for Congress, he is literally poking his finger in the eye of every reform conservative in the state of Illinois. Here's why it's important to post your income tax returns. Yesterday I broke the story that Republican floor leader in the House, the spokesman, Republican from Hudsonville, Rodger Eddy, state representative, had misfiled and blatantly refused to disclose his double dipping on his Illinois Statement of Economic Interest. He is a leader in the Illinois House. Posting your tax returns would have cleared up any confusion on his double dipping a long time ago. Here's why it's important when you're running for Congress in this election cycle to post your returns. On 60 Minutes last fall, Peter Schweitzer was showcased, and he wrote the book, Throw the Bums Out. And he detailed the insider trading of our elected members of Congress and the lack of ethics law and rules in Congress. For instance, you can buy and sell shares of stock in the very company that you're regulating on your committee. And it's practices like these that need to end. The Washington Post from February 10th ran the story that the Securities and Exchange Commission is now investigating our members of Congress for their inside trading and what we would consider corrupt private practice dealings. There's legislation currently pending in Congress since 2006 that would tighten up the ethics laws and make public insider dealing, put that on par with what we have in the private sector. West Point has a code. I will not lie, cheat, steal, nor tolerate those who do. I ran on that code for governor of Illinois. Rodger Cook is running on that code for Congress. He's a former homicide detective, and he has walked the walk today. He has posted his income tax returns. He has proved that he is not trading on insider government information or inside government relationships. Ronald Reagan said, "Trust but verify." Rebuilding the trust in Illinois starts with transparency and accountability. The public trust is shattered in Illinois. And it's a basic threshold to post your income tax returns going back 20 years in Illinois. And if you violate that threshold, you should not run for office. Thank you for coming here today. Thank you for standing with Rodger and I in our joint statement as we issued the clarion call to the leadership in Springfield and to both statewide political parties to follow Rodger's lead on this transformational ethics policy of posting income tax returns. Thank you very much for being here.